When working with lists, it can be helpful to find out if a given list contains an element that we're looking for. The in keyword can be used, as shown below, to test if an element is in a list. To complete the Apple Avalanche program, we're going to need to be able to provide the user with a new letter to type, a letter that they have not already typed. And to do this, we'll need to check if the letter we are randomly generating already exists in the list of letters, or whether it has already been removed. So to practice this, we're going to modify the code below to generate 4 random numbers between 1 and 4 inclusive to add to the list. If the number 4 is in the list, we're going to make a turtle write the number 4 on the screen here. Otherwise, we're going to have it write on the screen here no 4. So to modify the code below to generate 4 random numbers, we're going to need the random module. So we're going to import the random module as rand, so we don't have to write random every time. And we're going to be generating 4 random numbers between 1 and 4. Here, the numbers that are in the list are not random. They're already written in there. So let's empty out our list. So now numbers list is empty. And we're going to add some code to generate 4 random numbers. So we're going to generate a random number and append it to the list, and we're going to do that 4 times. So since we're doing something 4 times, I'm going to use a while loop. You can use a for loop, but I like to do it with while loops. So I'm going to create an incrementer or a counter variable, which I'm going to start at 0, and then I'm going to say while I is less than 4. And then each loop through, I'm going to increment I by 1. Okay, so inside my loop, I'm going to generate a random number. So I'm going to call this new number. And to generate a random number between 1 and 4 inclusive, I'm going to use a method from the random module, which remember we imported as rand. And the method I'm going to use to generate a random integer is randint. And they said they want the number to be between 1 and 4 inclusive. And then I'm going to append that new number to the list called numbers list. So to append, we say numbers list, so the name of the list, dot append, and then pass in new number, and that will append the new number generated to the list. So it'll loop through this 4 times. I like to put my incrementers last in my loop, but it doesn't matter since we're not using the incrementer value anywhere inside the loop. So to test that this is working, I'm going to add some code to print the list that's generated so I can see what I've got going on here. Looking down a little further before I test, I'm noticing they've put some code in here to print the item at index 4 in numbers list, and there's going to be nothing at index 4 because there are only 4 items in my list, and index 4 would be a 5th item. So I'm going to get rid of this line of code, and then I am going to comment out the part of the code I'm not testing here, the multi-line comment. All right, I'm leaving the main loop in though. All right, let's test it out. And here we see the list of 4 items that's generated, 1, 1, 2, and 3. Test again, see if we generate different numbers this time. 3, 3, 2, and 4. Great. Okay, so I'm going to leave this little line of code in so that when I'm printing out 4 or no 4, I can compare to see if it's accurate. So if the number 4 is in the list, we're going to make the turtle write the number 4 on the screen. Otherwise, we're going to have it write no 4 on the screen. So I'm going to remove my multi-line comment here. They want us to pay attention to the use of the keyword in, since that's what we're covering in this in this step, we're learning to use the keyword in. So notice they say if 2 in number list, but we're looking for 4. So if 4 in number list. So 4 is in number list, we're going to initialize a temporary turtle, which they're calling temp turtle. We're going to make that turtle write. They want it to just write 4. That was in the directions. If the 4 is in our list, we're just going to write 4. And they said otherwise, so we need an else. So line up else with the if. So lining up else. Otherwise, we're going to have a turtle write no 4. So I'm going to have to initialize a turtle. Since I'm initializing the turtle inside the if, I need to initialize the turtle. So I have a turtle to write in the case of the else. So initialize a turtle, and then I'm having the turtle write no 4 if there's no 4 in the list. All right, let's test it out. Here we see 4 is in the list, so it's writing a 4 on the screen. Let's test out again. 4 is in the list, so it should write a 4 on the screen. There it is. I'm going to test this till we get to the situation where no 4. There should be a 4. Hey, no 4. And that is right, because in the randomly generated numbers, it's 2, 2, 1, and 1. All right, that is step 20.